want to talk about money. Like, this goes hand in hand with selfishness, but it's more about money. I feel like they holding up the money. Like if we just found out not too long ago that the Fed just prints money, so I don't know what is going on, why people just don't have money, because there is a shortage of money, but there's money being printed every day. So what are they spending the money on? You know what I mean? I know what they're spending the money on. If you go and read the books, they're spending the money on, like war, stuff like that, like, soldier expenses and stuff like that, weapons. They're spending money on oil. You understand? Instead of spending money on renewable energy, the government is spending money on oil and dumb stuff like that. We should have have electric cars, but that's another story, right? Well, there was a propaganda about the the recession, how people just, all you had to do was say there was a recession, but people didn't really feel it though. It was more like a word of mouth recession, right? That's what I believe. Because everybody got bailed out except for the people, right? So, that created it was all mental. Like, I feel like it was all mental. So that created like a mentality to where people say, no, there's no money, so we're gonna have to hold on to the money. Let's pocket the money instead of spending it. Because when you spend the money, there's circulation. Then everybody's getting paid, right? Of course, you can save a little money, but the rich dad, poor dad says that you don't go ahead and just save money for too long or at all, right? Because that's for suckers, because inflation, the money value goes down, right? But I feel like, you could save a little money for a rainy day, but you got to spend money or invest in businesses. It's more about investing your money. You know what I mean? So basically, we got people over here saving their money instead of spending it. So now there's only a handful, or let's say 2 handful of commodities that are being sold. Instead of how you had all type of specialties or novelties that were being sold, now it's like a handful, like the top 10, maybe top 20 items that sell a lot. But then after that, everything is more of it's more of a burden. It's not a needed item. Like, come on. People are spending money on Jordans. Like, do you really need Jordans? People are spending money on TVs, electronics. Definitely electronics is something the money's being spent on. Definitely food. Food, you can't eat without food, right? So, also, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's being sold. Like I said, top 10, top 20. But then, these small businesses, they won't last because nobody wants to buy their products. I feel like they just got a monopoly. They're tying up the money. How do you keep society under control? You hold up the food. Like, if you go to a third world country, you see the food is all over the place. You got trees of all types of vegetables and whatever all over the place. But here, you don't see that. Everything's tied up and put into the supermarket. It's being sold to you. Even the water. You can't find clean water anywhere. You got to buy it. So that's how they control it. And it's always been like that. So that's not a problem. We're used to that. But then the recession that happened, that's when everything started come on. Even YouTube is holding up the money as well. They're not paying as much. You can't get that much views. I don't know what is it that you have to do to get as much views. So you got people cheating and using bots and stuff like that. So that's my opinion, my analysis on money.